It's a little bit on the expensive side, but it is totally worth it. I secured 5 internship roles by following these 3 steps. Now, before I go into detail on the 3 steps which I used to secure myself these placement roles, please be sure to check out this video on why to take a placement year. I go over all of the benefits and really describe what a placement year is. So if you haven't watched that already, go back, watch that, and then come back to watch this video. So the first step which I used to secure myself a placement year was the most simple one. Where do I look to find a placement year? And there are multiple places to start looking for these jobs, and this includes the University Job Board, Rate My Placement, Bright Network, and all of these other different websites which advertise jobs alongside LinkedIn as well, but it's not as good for placement years. The University Job Board is honestly my favorite one. At Loughborough, the University Job Board was updated daily. So every single day I would log onto computer, I would go onto my Learn site, and I would see all of the jobs which had been posted the previous day. And this was good because it captured the whole job market, and Loughborough also put the jobs into a nice format, so it had the description, the salary, the skills required, the location, all of those different things. And most universities have a university job board because you have to pay a placement fee, and that placement fee includes 1, a university job board, and 2, a personal tutor to try and help you get your placement year. So that's probably the best resource to go to. But if your university doesn't, for some reason or another, check out Rate My Placement. Rate My Placement is a really good site. Once again, it's updated daily, and it even posts salaries, and it's a really easy interface to use. I got along with it quite well. I would always check it in the morning. And I believe one of the roles which I applied for and subsequently got was from Rate My Placement. So that's the first thing I would recommend you to do. Now, secondly, once you've found the job which you're interested in applying for, don't jump straight into it. This is the mistake so many people make. They jump straight into applying and then they're on to the next one to apply for. Once you've found this job, really go into detail on what the company does. For example, if it's a private equity company, which market do they operate in? Are they mid-market? Are they bulge bracket? What investments have they made over the 12 months? Is it mainly consumer? Is it tech? Is it healthcare? Really understand the company to see if you want to work in a company like that. Understand their values. This was very beneficial for me because there was a few companies that I came across which I just would not have fit in very well, and I would have applied for, I would have got to interview, and they would have seen already that I just didn't suit this company at all. So it's going to save you time, it's also going to save the interviewer's time. And secondly, make sure you really understand the job role that you're applying for. The last thing you want to do is get through interview stage, accept the job role, get into your placement year, and you've got to spend 12 months in a job you didn't understand initially and you really don't like. This is a 12-month thing. You have to make sure you are interested to some degree in the role which you're applying for. And the best way to understand the role is 1, read the job description, and 2, reach out to people on LinkedIn. If you just do a quick LinkedIn search, for example, if I look at Morgan Stanley and look at the people who are working in Treasury, you can see already there's a bunch of people here. Yes, I'm connected to a few already, but I can get connected to the other ones, send them a message, ask, could I just have a quick call to understand what Morgan Stanley like and what kind of things you do in your job. It would be really helpful. They are more than welcome. You don't understand how open people are to these kind of messages, and I personally have answered lots of people's questions when I worked at Living Bridge. So that's definitely one thing you must do before actually applying for the role. I can't stress this enough. And finally, you've read through the job description, you understand what it entails and what you're actually going to be doing in the role, and you're going to want to apply. So when you apply, you have a simple application form. This will be where you put your CV in, a potential cover letter, you fill out all your details, and then sometimes you get presented with an online test immediately, or they will scan your CV, see that it's interesting, and then invite you to the online test. Now, once you've got to this online test section, do not dive straight into the online test. That is an instant red flag, and you probably won't even pass the online assessment if you dive straight into it. I would highly recommend using some sort of online assessment platform which is online, and the 2 which I would highly recommend, and 2 which I used when I was applying for my placement year, is GraduatesFirst and JobTestPrep. So my university gave GraduatesFirst for free, and then me and my friends all chipped in to purchase JobTestPrep, which we used for a couple of months. So if I was quickly to dive into job test prep, you can see here, job test prep, browse tests, we've got tests for accounting and consulting, banking and investment banking, and they even have specific ones. You've got spring week preparation, you've got UBS online assessment, Deutsche Bank online assessment, Morgan Stanley online assessment. So if you are applying to Morgan Stanley, for example, you can literally go onto Job Test Prep and you can try and do the mock Morgan Stanley online test. It's a little bit on the expensive side, but it is totally worth it, because if you land a job at Morgan Stanley, £49 is going to be covered in your first month's wages. You can see that they do verbal reasoning test, induction, situational, switch challenge, numerical reasoning test. So you've got all of these tests to run through, and because it's so specific, it makes your life so much easier. So I'd highly recommend you getting yourself onto one of these platforms and using this platform before you do the online assessments. Now, I hope this video has really helped, and there's going to be even more videos in this series. Please make sure you watch why you should get a placement year, because this really does outline the benefits and the things you must know before even applying to these roles. So thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe my videos.